The beat on the beat.
Hey y'all, welcome to A Stylish Life. I'm Shakayla Diamond. I'm coming to you guys today because the year is ending. Right now it's actually December 30th, so we have one more day until 2018 is over. So I thought, why not come to you guys and tell you my favorite fashion moments of 2018, some major fashion changes in 2018, and then my favorite fashion moments from, like, you know, the film and music industries as well. So I'm going to be reading it off my phone because I typed it all out so that I can make sure that I did not miss anything. And when I say my favorite fashion moments, this is all my opinion. I could have loved it and you could have hated it. Okay, so to get started, this is not in any particular order. This is just a list of my favorites. So yeah, I'm starting off with my favorites of this year, and then I'll get into like the other categories of stuff. So the first one was Beyonce for Vogue September issue. And her being responsible for bringing along the first black photographer for Vogue in over 100 years since the magazine has started. That was a very monumental moment in the whole year, the whole fashion world. She did the September issue, I don't know how many years ago. I have the magazine, but she did it a few years ago. But she came back, she had complete creative control over her entire cover, and she did that, as she always does with everything that she does. She did that and created another first for the black community, and we're grateful for that. It's a shame that it took 100 years for Vogue to have their first black photographer, but at least someone black made that happen for another black person, and she opened those doors and reached back down to help another black person out. And I know that the guy who shot, I forgot his name, but the guy who was the photographer, I'm pretty sure he's very thankful for that, because even though he was doing great things, which is how Beyonce even recognized him, or, you know, came across his work, that was a mark in his career, especially because he's only 23. But yeah, that was a very, very large moment in fashion for 2018. Also, black women being on like all of the covers for September, all of the September covers for all the magazines. Issa Rae was on Ebony, Zendaya was on Marie Claire, Slick Woods was on Elle, Tracy Ellis Ross was on Elle Canada, Rihanna was on British Vogue. September was a month for black women in fashion and on covers, and we were doing it. Like, it was coming back to back to back to back. And if you're following Young Stylish Lifestyle on Instagram, you saw all of it. Another one was Pierre Moss's New York Fashion Week show. It was absolutely amazing. It took place in Weeksville, which is a town close to Brooklyn, which was started by black people. It was like outside of one of the homes. It was a black choir. They were swag surfing. It was a cookout afterward. Like, I didn't go but I wish I did. It was an amazing show. Also, Pierre Moss and Kirby winning the CFDA Fashion Fund Award. He just had a very great 2018, because Michelle Obama was also just wearing one of his Collection 1 jackets during her press tour for becoming Michelle Obama. Like, this was an amazing year for Kirby. Okay, he did that all 2018. Next is Rihanna for British Vogue, because that was Edward Enninful's first September issue cover as creative director for the magazine. And he said it's, you know, a little talk about him not actually being the first, but he's said to be the first black creative director. I'm sorry, not creative director, first black editor-in-chief. Let me put some respect on his name. First black editor-in-chief of British Vogue, which is monumental. We're still trying to get there for American Vogue, but he's doing that for British Vogue. And the shoot was impeccable. From everything on down, from the hair, the makeup, the clothes, it was impeccable. It was very Rihanna. It wasn't her doing something that we wanted to see her do any other time. It was impeccable. Next is Virgil Abloh becoming the creative director for Louis Vuitton, and he is also the first black creative director for Louis Vuitton. That was a major game changer, in his career. Although he is the owner of Off-White, this was a major game changer in his career. Still kind of trying to see what he's gonna do with this position. His first show was really nice, but I'm still waiting for something like groundbreaking. And that's just my opinion. Next is Nicki Minaj for Elle, which was directed by Karl Lagerfeld, which is insane. The pictures were amazing. It's just insane to see, because Karl is just iconic in himself, not even being the person over Coco Chanel, just in himself. Karl Lagerfeld is that one, never that two. And for him to be directing her shoot for Elle, I was speechless when I seen it. And this was for, I'm not sure if it was the June issue or the July issue, but it happened around June, so I'm pretty sure it was the June issue. Next was for the royal wedding. Meghan Markle wore a custom Givenchy dress, and her veil, well, it was a gown, and her veil had the 53 British colonies embroidered on it, which was monumental as well. We've never had a black woman as the Duchess, so yeah, it was just it was a very remarkable like moment in history. We've had other black duchesses and princesses and things of that nature, but in Britain, no. Yeah, it was just monumental. In my opinion, this was the first time that I've actually seen people even care about the royal wedding. I don't know if people gonna come for me for that, but that's the first time I've ever seen people interested in it. I didn't watch it. I didn't really have like an interest to be like, oh, let me watch it, but I did look into the fashions. I saw some clips, but I didn't like watch it on TV. Next is Rihanna killing, as always, killing the Met Gala theme. She came as the Pope. We know that the theme was Heavenly Bodies. She came as the Pope. She was dressed in all Margiela, and this was her first time wearing Margiela to a Met Gala. But she had on Margiela head to toe. I think her shoes were, the actual outfit itself, head to toe, was Margiela, but the shoes were Louboutin, and the jewelry was like Cartier and like a few other designers. But she killed it. As always, Rihanna kills the Met Gala every year, but like this year, I was like gagging. Next is Rihanna for Coachella, and she was styled by I don't want to mess his name up, Jaleel Weaver. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I mean, it looks like that's how it's spelled. Well, that's how it's pronounced. But she killed the Met Gala all 3 days. Her looks, 15 different looks, and her looks all killed. Like, I don't know how many looks it was, but they were all top notch. That one, never that two. Like, she had the girls gagging. And she was the only person that I saw do the full diamond Gucci bodysuit correctly, because everybody else, I didn't even really see that many people do it, but the people I did see having one, it was like, you know. Next was, this is a major thing, finally, Dapper Dan getting his collection with Gucci, and how seeing how much the culture is actually like supporting him. So since he came out with his collection, you've seen all of the black rappers with it on. You've seen Diddy, you've seen 2 Chainz, you've seen Migos, I think has something on. Everybody. Every black rapper, artist, Tracy Ellis Ross has something on for the AMAs. Like, the support has been very real. I'm very happy for him. I'm glad that Gucci finally paid homage to where it was due, although they did use a jacket that he designed in their runway show. I think that was 2017. I'm still happy for him. I hope that them giving him this collection wasn't like a oh, we're caught type of thing. I hope that it was genuine, because he does deserve it. Dapper Dan is a legend, like legend, period. No words to go by it, but he's a legend. And he created his boutique, his atelier. I always pronounce that word wrong, but he created it in Harlem. Well, reopened it in Harlem. But I'm so happy for Dapper Dan. I'm glad that he's finally getting the respect that he deserves. Brands think that they can copy off of an artist and not receive any lashback from it, and then they feel like they can kind of wiggle their way into kind of like cover up where they messed up. But I'm glad that they finally are paying homage to Dapper Dan, because he deserves it. The industry did him so wrong back in the day, but he was so for the culture. He provided the fashions that people in his community, in our community, couldn't actually afford to purchase, and he gave it to them with a twist to it. Even if they could afford it, they were going to Dapper Dan because he gave them that style and that flair that they needed, that these big brand designers weren't really giving out. So yeah, I'm just happy that he's finally getting the respect that he deserves. Also, Beyonce at the Grammys and during Grammy weekend, like, done. Like, her looks killed, okay? Like, killed. And then next is the supermodel Iman and her daughter being on the cover of Vogue Arabia for March 2018. Like, that was amazing, because she's an iconic supermodel, and to have her daughter kind of like following in her footsteps, but doing it her own way, of course, but following in her footsteps, and then being able to take over a Vogue cover together, like, that's amazing to me. And her daughter is an amazing model as well. She's so beautiful. Next is Tiffany Haddish for W Magazine. I think that this cover was very slept on. I felt like the fashion and the creative direction for the shoe was very out of Tiffany Haddish's element, but it was great for her. It was perfect. Like, everything was so like very high fashion, very thought out, very like kind of out of her element, something that people didn't expect from her. And I do feel like it was very much so slept on, but it was absolutely amazing, and the pictures were absolutely beautiful. And I don't think that it got enough credit. Next is Serena Williams and Virgil Abloh doing a collaboration together with Nike for her to wear during the US Open. I think that every piece was beautiful for it to be sportswear. It was really nice. It was something that you could just wear off a fit with, but I'm so glad that she created a collection with another black designer to wear during one of her biggest moments. So I think that that was amazing as well. Next is Tracee Ellis Ross hosting the AMAs, and she wore a black designer in every look. Not all of her looks were like completely black designers, but she had on at least something in that look that was from a black designer. And I feel like that is amazing. Back to the whole Issa Rae thing. It's amazing when you can reach back, as well as Beyonce as well with the photographer. It's amazing when you can reach back and pull somebody else from your community up to showcase what you have to offer, because if it comes straight from them or straight from us and people who aren't, you know, well known or like in like a big, doesn't have a big audience, I guess I could say, they might, you know, look past it. Even though it's fire, they might look past it. But when it's on a celebrity or someone of a higher stature, they're like, oh my god, like this is amazing. So I'm glad that these people with these high platforms, with these great influences, and with these wide audience can, you know, reach a hand back and show to the world what we have to offer. So I think that's everything for my favorite fashion moments in 2018. So fashion was great this year. I did kind of want a little bit more. Like I kind of felt like at certain times, like the fashion world, the fashion industry was kind of like at a dry spell. In the whole business side of fashion, there were some major changes as well, like, you know, stores closing and, you know, brands downsizing, brands creating new rules, all types of stuff. So next, for this category, I'm speaking like on a broader spectrum. So this is major changes in fashion for 2018. So these aren't particularly like my favorite moments, but these are just major changes that happen in fashion. So the first one was Burberry tries to introduce a new logo and tries to introduce orange as its primary color. This is something that Riccardo Tisci did as he became the new creative director. I feel like with older brands, you need to not try to change the foundation of that brand, such as like their logo and things like that. The whole thing with Celine as well, and Heidi Slimane removing the accent mark. I feel like when it comes to those brands that have a huge like legacy, leave their names alone, leave like the core of that brand alone, so that people don't forget how much history that brand has behind it. Don't try to go somewhere and, you know, make something new that's, you know, so completely far off and far-fetched from what the brand has been all this time. But the logo wasn't bad, it was nice. I think that he did a really good rollout with it, like in I forgot exactly which places, but like he did like a rap trolley train, he did like a bunch of like real nice marketing things. But I just feel like the logo isn't kind of fitting to the Burberry aesthetic, in my opinion. And I also think that trying to create like orange as like that primary color in that logo is too similar to other brands such as Hermes. You know, they're known for orange, like their orange boxes. That's how people, you know, oh, that's Hermes when they see your orange box. And I just feel like just leave it alone. Next is Heidi Slimane replacing Phoebe Philo as creative director at Celine, and also removing the accent mark. I feel like that was the dumbest decision ever. Everywhere he goes, he tries to, in my opinion, erase the legacy and create it as something that he wants it to be. Just like when he was at Yves Saint Laurent, he removed the Yves and just called it Saint Laurent. Like, no, just stop. Like I said before, these brands that have been around for such a long time, they have a legacy and history behind them that has built them to what they are right now. So if you want to come in and take the brand in a new direction, that's fine, but don't try to change the things that the brand stands on, because that's not it. If you want to change things that a brand stands on, create your own. And I do kind of feel like he's making Celine look too much like Yves Saint Laurent. Like, it's kind of like everywhere he goes, he makes the same changes. And it's like, if you're going to go somewhere and try to keep changing things about a brand, don't try to make every brand that you go to look the same. Make your style fitting to that particular brand. But I think them hiring him was a bad decision. I get it, they are probably trying to, you know, go in a new direction, bring on a new audience, because everybody wants to reach that millennial, because we're the ones spending the money. We're the ones that are very interested in fashion. We're the ones showing up and showing out. I get it, but every millennial is not the same. Every millennial does not want to wear a mini dress that's like right underneath the places that should be covered. Like, not everybody wants to dress like that. So stop. And not everybody wants to walk around looking like a disco ball. Like, stop, please. If you're watching this, stop. Yeah, stop. But yeah, I just think it was a bad decision. But I'm not gonna go on my whole rant. And then removing the accent mark, like, what? Are you dumb? Like, the accent mark, first of all, the logo of Celine represents the brand a lot. It's not all plaster over their clothes and things like that, but the logo is very significant to that brand. And to change it, and mind you, the creator of Celine, his name was spelled like that with the accent mark. How do you change somebody's name? Like, but I'm not gonna keep going on a tangent about this, so I'm gonna move on. Next was Michael Kors acquired Versace for, I'm sorry, Versace, because that's how it's pronounced, Versace. No, we heard it straight from Donatella. Versace. They purchased it, I believe, if I'm saying the number right, it was $1.3 billion. They want to create something that's similar to LVMH but American made, which I get it. It's cool. That's fine. A lot of people think that Versace is going to change being acquired by Michael Kors, because Michael Kors is like here and Versace is like there, but I don't think so, because with what they're trying to create, you wouldn't try to change your brand because you want to keep those customers. You just want to be the person responsible for owning that brand, but you don't want to change it into something completely different. Like, you're not trying to come in and change it all up. And then Donatella is still like so creative head at Versace, regardless of who is the holding person of that company. But yeah, I don't think anything is going to change with the brand, or at least I hope not. The thought process behind creating something like a LVMH isn't so that everything has the same price point. It's so that you can serve all different audiences and you can kind of become like that monopoly. So I get it. From a business aspect, I get it. I have nothing against it. I feel no type of way about it. It was a little bit shocking, but am I like, oh my god, no, don't do that? No, I'm not, because I kind of see the route that they're trying to go with this decision. So I'm cool with that. Next is Colin Kaepernick for Nike. As we all know, that campaign broke the internet. People who are against what Colin stands for tried to start burning Nikes, but baby, you already bought it. Like, and the more you talk about it, you're just giving the people that you don't like more press, more marketing. They got billions of dollars in free marketing just from people retweeting and saying how much they hate Nike. Like, stop it. You're overdoing it. To me, Nike has always done like monumental and like what's the word I'm looking for, confrontational and controversial campaigning or things in general. Like, that's the type of brand that they've always been. They've always followed by the beat of their own drum. So do I feel any type of what, do I feel surprised? No. And then also, if you think about it from a business aspect, somebody was going to try to snatch him up. Because at the end of the day, you taking on somebody who is one of the most talked about people currently makes you a lot of money. That's just like with Cardi B. Anybody who takes on Cardi B as doing anything with them, you're going to pop off, period. When you take the largest celebrities at that moment, you're making money regardless, because it's people who just want something that has their name on it, not because of what it is, but just because it has their name on it. So it's a smart business decision. Do I feel any way about it? Not really. I do have some kind of questions, but also you always have questions with like a brand on, is it genuine or is it business? But you know, hey. Also, to get, I hate to end on a sad note with this category, but there was a few passings in fashion. Kate Spade passed away, and Hubert de Givenchy passed away. Yeah, it's such a sad thing to see like fashion icons pass away or things happen to them. But yeah, that was one of the major changes in fashion in 2018 as well. So next I'm going to move on to the best fashion moments in music and film in 2018. So that's like if and then also creatively, because I'm a creative director as well, so I look at that too. So yeah, this is like if a music video has some great fashion, but the creatives was just like mind-blowing as well. So first is All of the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. I think that this video was very slept on, but this video here, baby, everything was magnificent. Magnificent, period. It's nothing else to say except for magnificent, immaculate. It's like stupendous. Like, it's nothing else to say about it. So next is Black Panther. Baby, they did that. They did that. Ruth Carter did that. Like, there's nothing we can say. She's an icon. She does, this is what she does. Okay, like the visuals, the costumes from beginning to end were immaculate. Ruth does that every time. Every time. Next is Family Feud, the video by Jay-Z. It was absolutely amazing, from the concept to the creative direction to the storyline. Like, I'm a person that I love when a video has a good storyline, especially if it's from like an artist like a Jay-Z or like a Kendrick Lamar or like a Beyonce. Like, I kind of want to feel like I'm in a movie, because I expect that from them. Like, I know that they're able to give me quality, and I'm here for it. So it was an amazing video. The fits were popping. They were on point to the concept of the video. Beyonce looked amazing in that video. Everything was great. Oh, also Ape Shit, Beyonce and Jay-Z. We ain't even gonna get started. We just gonna say speechless. From Men in the Louvre to custom MCM with Missa, created by Missa and MCM, like custom, like come on. From June styling to custom Burberry to like, it was crazy. And if you follow Young Stylish Lifestyle on Instagram, you saw all the looks and you know who they're all by, because of course we have all the details over there, all of them. Next was Dip by Tyga and Nicki Minaj, and Nicki was styled by Brett Allen Nelson. And when I tell you that video was impeccable, from like visuals, creative direction, all of Nicki's looks were on point. I must say, I think this is the best video that I've seen her in, period. And I'm a huge Nicki fan, and from looks to visuals, this was the best video I've ever seen her in my life. It was amazing. Like, I like her. Every time I listen to it, I'm sorry I skip to her verse, but that's what every song that she's on, I skip to her verse, period. Sorry. But she looked amazing. And even when it wasn't her verse in the video, I wanted to still watch the whole video because it was that good. Like, the visuals, the concept, the thought behind it, like, it was amazing. Okay, amazing. Next is Beyonce wearing a whole lot of custom Balmain for Coachella. She was killing it. Olivier, you did that. You did that. You did that. That was one of the best moments in fashion 2018. And then the last one is the Money music video by Cardi B, styled by Colin Carter. It was amazing. It was amazing. And Like, every look was great. It was a few parts that I was like, not as far as like the fashion, but I was just like this part, why is this part in the video? It wasn't bad, it just kind of like threw me off a little bit. But every look was impeccable, from everything, head to toe, like jewelry and accessories and nails, hair, fits. Like, I feel like if you're styling, all of that needs to go together, and Colin does an amazing job. He's a great fit for Cardi, and that video was absolutely amazing. But that's the last thing that I have. Comment in the comment section if you had some other favorite fashion moments in 2018. These were some of my favorites, some of the ones that were the most major, also some of the most popular, I guess that you can say. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next year. Peace out.